Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Fatty and I are going to talk about digestion today. She's down here. She's been a pest, but she's settled down. And I'm also filming this at night and my backlight is making me look high, so sorry about that. So, digestion. I have experienced horrible digestion. I got to a point where I felt like everything I ate just caused bloating and gassiness and like a hard stomach, tightness, pain. I actually worried that I would never be able to date somebody because it's such a like embarrassing problem, and it's just, I didn't feel physically attractive because my stomach was so bloated. And then, you know, I'm experiencing like bathroom symptoms, which are not sexy. 7 years ago is when like my life collapsed. I've always experienced mild digestion symptoms, but it really was 7 years ago that I was experiencing anxiety for the first time and depression. Not good. It got pretty bad. Left a job because of it. Entered into another really bad situation, then left and entered into an even worse situation, then went back to a bad situation, and now I'm finally somewhere that I feel comfortable and confident, and I can really work on these issues in a major way that's impacting my life. Start with brain chemistry, even though it's super boring. Hopefully it helps you and you stick with me. Okay, there's a couple short-term solutions. I'll knock that out right now in case you don't want to listen to me ramble on about brain chemistry. These Nutriana keto detox pills like took away symptoms pretty fast. Also these like Life brand gas relief pills. Those are my sort of like two, like if you just want a shortcut, go nuts with, well, sorry, not go nuts with that. I'm not a doctor. I'm not going to like advise anything physical without you talking to at least a nutritionist. But if you need those quick solutions, there they are. And stress how beneficial it is to go into a full overhaul and do the long-term solutions. So I will talk about brain chemistry first because that is the area that I really noticed like a permanent change in my body. I thought going into this journey that it was just going to be like FODMAP bars and like eliminating foods and stuff like that, but I ended up entering the matrix and just changing my entire life. Your brain and your gut, they talk to each other. And at first the conversation is your brain's telling your gut how to like chug along and absorb those nutrients for the rest of your body and do all that healthy, balanced stuff. But if you're experiencing stress, and anxiety in particular tends to show up in the prefrontal cortex, yeah, right there. And that tends to be associated with IBS. So anxiety and IBS tend to be party friends together and mess up the hormonal balance of your body. So you're experiencing stress, your brain's going to pump out stress hormones. Stress hormones just like wreak havoc on your body. They mess up your digestion. They mess up the microflora in your gut too. And so everybody's taking prebiotics, probiotics this year. I'm more into prebiotics than probiotics, but I can get into that. And over time, you get addicted to these emotions, and your body's kind of like, hey, you haven't had drama today, like, and kind of like creates that drama. So you don't want to be in a situation where your body is the one running the show. You want to be in a situation where your brain is like, this is how it goes. Because stress rewires the brain, keeps triggered, keeps you stuck in the past. It knocks off the balance of your body. As I got into this journey and I got past this survival mode, which is like what stress kind of puts you in, you don't want your body to be feeling like it's about to be eaten by a tiger any second. And that's really like what stress is saying. It's like that. It's trying to protect you from danger, but we can't be in that state all the time. It just destroys our body. So as I went down that path, I started to realize that my personality, like what I thought was my personality my entire life was actually just trauma and stress coming out in the form of negativity and complaints and judging people and feeling insecure. The list goes on and on. And only is putting the body in like your non-survival mode where you're autonomic, why can't I say that word, nervous system, where you're calm and you're balanced out. Not only does it have so many health benefits, but it has so many psychological benefits. And sometimes I feel like I'm in a little bit of a secret world. Like, yes, I still complain at work and stuff like that, but I don't carry it with me like I used to. I used to go home and I think about things, and I used to complain to my coworkers. I must have been super annoying. I used to complain to friends, family, dates. Oh, my life is terrible. Like, that was just like the first thing was like, what is the drama that I want to convey to that's going on in my life? Joe Dispenza talks about how you got to get rid of your personality to actually like do a lot of this healing, and I can really relate to that. And it's a much better world when you're not like looking at the negative and the drama and the unfairness and all this stuff in the world. Life is unfair. Anyways, getting off that soapbox, I stumbled into this by accident. I was doing brain chemistry stuff because of my depression and anxiety, but I wasn't actually like working, like doing the practical application. And I find intellectual things can sneak up on you like that. You think that like, oh yeah, I get it, but you don't get it. You have to like actually put this into practice. Joe Dispenza even has an example in his book about a woman who like, it took her years of like dedication to rewire her brain. But he also talks about cases where the person did like 4 meditations and like got over their MS or like whatever. So I don't want to discourage you, but I am just adding that because I got discouraged on my journey. Like, am I doing meditation wrong? Because why am I not seeing results? Turns out that it can be like a full commitment for some people. I stumbled on it like and got quick results by accident. I just happened to be taking Jeffrey Allen's duality course on my belly, and his grounding meditations just like, I dropped weight. Like, I just all of a sudden like didn't feel like that sort of like weight that comes from inflammation and bloating. Like, things just seemed to like fall off me. But it was one of those things where it's like, yeah, that happened quick, but I gotta do the grounding meditations all the time. You might not resonate with his work, but I find other meditations work too. I find Joe Dispenza's meditations work. It's just a matter of finding what works for you and actually doing it. Because I was meditating for like the better part of 10 years, but I wasn't experiencing things like that. So I don't know how to speak on this topic in a way, because it's like, I don't know why Jeffrey Allen's meditations suddenly clicked with me. My theory is that because they were abstract, he was talking about, you know, picturing a grounding cord to the center of the earth, whereas other meditations do guided meditations and they're saying like positive affirmations that just actually stress me out because they don't feel real to me. So Jeffrey Allen was able to take me out of my analytical mind and be doing all this internal work without me even realizing it. That's what worked for me. But meditation in general is really proven to help to restore that brain and body coherence. And same with Joe Dispenza's. They're weird and they're abstract. Like, he'll just shout like one word, and he has music, and he encourages you to be in this space of nothingness. Because I'm an intellectual person, I'm somebody in my head, and Joe Dispenza and Jeffrey Allen are the two people that really allowed me to get out of my head and do the healing in my body that I needed. I was doing these meditations to heal my subconscious, all the garbage in my psyche, which was phenomenal. And I've talked about that in other videos, how just reality started to drop away from me. All the negative reality, all the toxic beliefs just started to just drop out of my subconscious. But your digestion is similar. It's like the subconscious of the body. That's where you store this trauma and you know, triggers and anxiety and stuff like that. It's just such an important energy center. It kind of works together. Like, I find as I clean up my psyche, I'm also cleaning out my digestive system too. That sounds so gross, I realize that, but things are working so harmoniously these days. I feel really good. Bottom line, get out of your head, get out of your past, rewire your brain, get it in some coherence, get grounded. It will work wonders in all areas of your life. I just thought I was like, you know, I have a philosophy degree, and I just thought I was like a French kind of like Camus kind of, I just thought I'd always be sort of like half depressed all the time. But a lot of that is just like the programming and trauma that you experience earlier on. I would love to know what Camus, anyways, I'm being so annoying. Okay, so that's the brain chemistry portion. The other part is like everything else, the food and stuff like that. So, I mean, I started like everybody did. I got FODMAP foods. I cut out garlic and onions, and lactose and stuff like that. The weird thing about lactose, like when your body's like not working, is it just like, as it's trying to digest, it'll pull water and start to ferment, and that causes gas. So I'm going to talk about the things that worked for me, the things that didn't work, and the things that are like just good lifestyle choices. They're sort of in the medium category of like, they work. They're not like crazy solutions, but they're good for health and like overall keeping my digestion good. So honestly, okay, so the things that did not work were drinking collagen, make my own bone broth, and I also bought powdered collagen and drank that and stuff like. And I don't think that worked, so I'm gonna say it didn't. I hate saying this, like I don't think it worked for making like better skin and hair and nails and stuff like that. Maybe it did a little. Maybe it's just like a lifetime habit that I would need to have. So that didn't work. I'm gonna go ahead and say probiotics didn't work. Sorry, I should, like, it's hard to talk about these because like collagen is, okay, fatty, like seriously, collagen does have a lot of health benefits, and maybe that'll work for you, but in terms of like things that I wanted, like I wanted to feel good, it didn't go there. So there's that. Probiotics, like, didn't do anything. Didn't do anything. Probiotics can be a little bit tricky because it's like your microflora system on the top of your skin, in your gut, all that is like your thumbprint. It's so unique to you. So who's to say that the probiotics, the whatever you're buying at the health food store, who's to say those are the ones that are really going to be like in your unique pattern? Work for me. I found what worked better was prebiotics. So prebiotics are the food that your bacteria eats. So fiber is a big one. Psyllium husks. I'll talk about that in the what worked category. And you know what? Screw it. This is going to be all over the place because I'm always all over the place. Fiber worked really well. Psyllium husks from the dollar store, like the real deal, worked like 1 billion times better than the psyllium husks in like a Metamucil container. Okay, so when I started this journey, I first off was like, let's get rid of anything in my body that might be like parasitic or, you know, something that's foreign that should not be there. So let's do a detox. I did black walnut tincture, which gets rid of parasites. Diatomaceous earth is a part of my life. This is where people will think I'm insane, but I live on the Danforth and that's where I buy it, and people on the Danforth understand this kind of stuff. So diatomaceous earth is like freshwater. This one in particular is like freshwater, like sea creatures, like the shells or whatever, just like ground up. So this is like good for like cholesterol, calcium, lowering blood pressure. It's just one of those things that like just gets rid of all the garbage that shouldn't be in your body so your body can absorb nutrients better. So this I'm going to put in the medium category because it's like, it's just, that's a part of my life. I didn't notice like it took down my IBS symptoms, but I definitely, like, it's like a nice overall health thing too. A lot of health things are, this is just the rest of your life. You're not going to notice a change in a day, a week, a month, but when you're like 60, you're going to look and feel 1 trillion times better than 40-year-olds. Do you know what I mean? It's that kind of thing. You get to a point where you're just like, this is the game. I gotta just be on top of all of it. So ginger was one of those things where I'm like, okay, I found a miracle and this is it. Like I was eating like ginger gummies and putting ginger in my coffee, and I was like, this is it. This is all I, this is like all I need. But I felt that had like kind of a short-term effect, and I'm going to put it in the medium category of like add it to a lifestyle. Apple cider vinegar, diluted it in water and drank it, whatever, I don't know, whatever. Again, we'll put that in the lifestyle category. Hot water with lemon in the morning, whatever. Again, like it just expelled everything fast, and I know there's theories on that making the body alkaline and making you resistant to bacteria and flus and stuff like that. So sure, sure. That again, lifestyle, but I didn't see a crazy difference in my symptoms. All over the place, I told you. I read Dr. Gundry's book. So this is a plant paradox. I found he is like the digestion god. So I do find, I wasn't fully committed to his stuff, in terms of like recipes and stuff like that. But when I did, I noticed a difference, and he knows a lot about digestion. If you want to be like a total keener, he's a great one to read. His books are very fascinating on like weight loss and digestion and all that good stuff. So that's Dr. Gundry. Okay, so the things that do work and are part of my lifestyle today are when I don't have that second coffee, like that's going to cause bloating. Keep it to one coffee a day. Psyllium husks from the dollar store. Cabbage, broccoli, those types of vegetables, like forget it. Garlic, onions, sayonara. Lentils, no lentil snacks. They're bags of explosion. Drink lots of water. Big one, cut out, like chill the F out on sugar. And I'm sorry, but I'm talking fructose, I'm talking fruits, corn syrup, chocolate, all that. That needs to like be dialed down hardcore. Oat milk, so I'm not doing milk. I can do hard cheeses. Goat cheese is not my friend. So that was in the beginning though. These are things like I can eat cabbage. I made coleslaw, threw it on a burger last week. I was totally fine. I can eat garlic. It's fine. So this isn't like, it hasn't been my forever world, but it's things that were helpful at the beginning. And I also have to just sort of like monitor it, because the thing I have noticed about IBS is there's good days and there's bad days. So most of the time I feel fine. Sometimes I can have a second coffee, it's fine. Sometimes I can have coleslaw on top of lentils, on top of garlic, and I'm fine. But other days I'm not. So it's just sort of like, those are the things that I have to kind of monitor a little bit. Absolutely have to do is work out. So for me, yoga is really good because you're like twisting all the time, and that like is so good for your digestion, is to just be doing all those twisty poses. So I do yoga, I go for walks. I also do strength training, and I have to keep active in that sense. And it's not insane, you know what I mean? Like you'll learn your limits. Like I probably do yoga. It's weird. I do it like 2 to 5 times a week. I do my strength training twice a week. I go for walks twice a week. I try to do something every day, but that's also because that's what I like to do. But I definitely couldn't just do yoga like once a week and my digestion's like amazing. Like it has to be a relationship with your body that you cultivate. I did charcoal pills. Those seem fine. Again, lifestyle category once in a while to maybe just like absorb some garbage. Digestive enzymes, I take those. Or I take like the keto detox, which is like what is in this again? Black walnut powder, fruit powder. Like this is kind of, I don't like to take a lot of it because detoxes are pretty like I don't know, they feel like they take a lot out of your system. So this is like getting rid of parasites and bad stuff. And I do find these pills are a little bit crazy. Like they're good quick fixes. Like if I'm, experiencing symptoms, that'll like straighten me right out again. Same with like the gas relief. I'm gonna go out and I'm just like, want to be confident. Intermittent fasting, that's a sexy topic these days. That did not work for me. That just made me like super bloated. Like I find I have to like eat a little bit to like kickstart that metabolism and just get something going. If I do like that 12, 14, whatever hour intermittent fasting, I just like my body gets like really bloated. So it does not work for me. Flax is another good one. I find like just throw some flax on whatever stupid dessert or yogurt you're eating, and that kind of helps out. Processed foods are like, just forget it. Like there's just like, I remember eating like Hungry Man dinners at work and stuff like that, which seems insane now. So processed foods I find are really problematic. Really like loving your body. So there's the meditation part, which I do have to say, I don't take my depression, anxiety medication anymore. I've actually gotten to that point. And like part of that, I think, is just situationally my life is more peaceful. But I do think that, the meditation, the rewiring my brain, that's when I went off the medication. So again, I'm not a doctor, but I just thought I'd share that anecdote with you. Yeah, loving your body. I mean, ways you can love your body. If you're really brave, you can like stand in front of the mirror naked and do a scan and tell your body all the things you love about it. I try to just build a relationship with my body more. I used to kind of ignore my whole digestion area because it was always bloated and I did not feel attractive. And I do a lot more, like when I'm doing yoga, I put my hands on my belly. Like I want to make sure it's included. Like I kind of look at my digestive system as like that sad person who doesn't get invited to parties. And I feel like I have not been inviting it to anything. So now I make like a conscious effort to be like, I'm going to love you no matter what. And I like to put my hands on my belly and just like reinforce that love for it. And all those like crazy hippie things, like just marveling every day at all the things that my body does. Every second of the day, your body is doing phenomenal things to keep you going, and it's all automated, and that's absolutely incredible. So that helps too. It's just really building a loving relationship with your body and being grateful for everything it does. I think lastly is the saddest, is like alcohol. That's there's repercussions there for sure. Alcohol is not really a part of my life very often. That sucks, but it sucks if you're in your 20s. I'm in my 40s, so I mean, I don't like it. It's irrelevant at this point. But yeah, in summary, work on your brain health. Try to love yourself. Try to get rid of all that self-loathing in you. Get active, get your body moving, and figure out what foods and water consumption and all that help your body to stay in the balance that it needs to stay in. And I hope that was helpful. And yeah, if I missed anything, shoot me a message, write a comment, whatever, because this is like 7 years of me reading and doing trial and error things. And I think that's why I didn't do this video sooner, is because there was just the trial and error part. Oh, I will say too is like modifying my expectations helped too. I can feel phenomenal for a week and be the skinniest person and just be like flat stomach, what's up? And then I'm just like bloated for no reason for 2 days. So it's also just like cultivating patience with yourself and not freaking out thinking that it's come back full force. It's just it's a whole thing. But overall, I'm really glad I experienced anxiety, depression, and digestion issues, because it just completely overhauled my life. And I don't know what kind of immature piece of garbage I would have been if that had not happened. So I will leave you with that. I will leave you with blessings and with that, and namaste.